Alright guys, yesterday I did like a salt supply versus Burnett SD video, but in that video I wanted to see CO2 brands and how many shots I got and how much of a drop off each subsequent shot had. So the first video, I need to write down these numbers still, but this is for the Crossmann cartridge. I just had to look at that video again and write down all these numbers. I'm going to use the Umarex CO2. This is the Umarex ones. I'm kind of switching over to Umarex for pretty much everything, but like I do have the HPA tank and all that stuff, so like I like to use those tanks for like target shooting and just to practice with in general. And I use these CO2s like for EDC and like concealed carry, and you know, like when I'm not home and I don't have the option of having this giant backpack with the big old line and like a big old tank attached to it. So it's good for me to know what these CO2s do, and so you guys know what these CO2s do, and like a more practical use of this information. So these are the Burnett kinetic rounds. They weigh 2.9 grams mostly, so it's going to be this row. Yesterday I think the highest I got was 348 with these 2.9 gram rounds, so about 16 joules. Whenever I use the salt rounds, they weigh a little bit more, like they weigh 3.7 or 3.6, and they usually hit around 350. So it's doing about the same speed. It's just the weight in the ball makes it do less joules. So yeah, I'm gonna I have the Umarex cartridge in here. I'm gonna pressurize it and then go stand over there by my trash can thing and then shoot at the box. And I have my chronograph and everything, so give me 1 second. All right, I'm using the Burnett Kinetics because that's what I used yesterday. So yeah, I don't want to switch the ammo and then have different numbers with different weights. So I'm trying to keep this consistent. So yeah, this is the Umarex CO2 cartridge, salt supply, Burnett kinetic rounds. It has gas, so I'm gonna start shooting. .346. Damn, my finger came off. 324. I'll just say it's 335 just for the sake of it. So 346, 335, 324, 324, 314. I'm gonna switch magazines really quick. So salt supply is on safe. That's the only way you can pop out the magazine. Reloading, putting on fire. 316, 306, 300. So that's the 8th shot. 298. I have one more shot with this magazine. 294. I'm gonna pause the video real quick and reload a magazine. All right, loaded magazine. This is the same Umarex CO2 cartridge. So this is shot 11 through 15, basically the 3rd magazine on the same CO2 cartridge. And there's gonna be a significant drop off in FPS because it's the 3rd cartridge. 292. 284. So this is still hitting just as strong as the Burnett SD. 254. I might not get 14 or 15 shots. 216. So yeah, it's pretty much out. I'm gonna try firing, but it's probably out of gas. 172. So that was the 15th shot, and here's whatever's left. So yeah, those probably would have been like, they would have either not shot or they would have been like 130 FPS. So yeah, I'm gonna let this cool off or like warm up in the sun for I don't know, 10 minutes or something, 15 minutes, and then I'll shoot another video and just like string them together. So it'll be chilling right here. I gotta take the CO2 out, so I'll see you on the next one. All right, you guys, I watched the video I made yesterday with the Crossmann CO2, and I did switch ammo between the first and second magazine, so this is just a general idea of what the CO2 is doing. So with the Crossmann, 346 was the highest. That was also the same with the Umarex. The second shot was 334. My finger fell off, but I'll just say it's 335, using the same rounds, the Berna Kinetics. The third shot was 332. The third shot on the Umarex was 324, and then it kept going lower, and somehow the Crossmann was higher. Every CO2 is going to be different, even on the same brand. So if I use like 5 Crossmanns in a row and had a 10-15 minute warm-up period to let this warm up and then start shooting again, it's probably still going to be like fluctuating. So yeah, overall the Umarex on this time was weaker until I got to like the 8th, 9th, 10th shot. On the 10th shot there is a difference, but also I was using a heavier ball, so that might play a part. So on the 10th shot, the Umarex was 294 feet per second and the Crossmann was 282 feet per second. So it's not a huge difference, but it is slightly off a little bit. I'm going to try the Daisy cartridge next, and this has been sitting in the sun. After about 5 or 6 minutes, I flipped it over so the other side would be getting warmed up, just to make it more even. So this has been sitting in the sun for about 10 or 12 minutes with one flip over, just to even the warming. So I'm going to load up the Daisy cartridge, and then I'm going to use the Berna Kinetics again, just to try to keep this like as consistent as possible. So 1 second. Okay, Daisy cartridge, Berna Kinetic rounds. I'm going to pop the CO2 right now. Okay, CO2's popped, and here we go. 344. 334. 326. 322. 322. I'm gonna switch magazines. So yeah, like I said, CO2, it can differ, even like the same brand. If I shoot the same brand over and over and over, there's gonna be fluctuation. 312. 306. 300. 296. 290. I'm gonna load up one more magazine. All right, magazine's loaded. 1 second. All right, my paper was flying away on the table. I didn't have anything weighing it down. So this is the third magazine on the same Daisy CO2 cartridge. 304. 294. 276. 244. I think this is the 15th shot right here. 202. So that one actually did not go below 200, which was the first time. And here's what's left. So 2 more shots. Those probably would have been under 200 FPS if they would have launched. And just degassing this. So yeah, I'm not sure what to think about that, because I've always seen on other videos that Crossmann's like the crappiest cartridge you can use, but I haven't had any issues with them. The only time I had issues with Crossmann myself is when I tried to use it on the Berna TCR. Unknowingly, that Berna on their website says do not use Crossmann 12 gram CO2s with the Berna TCR or with any of their products. So yeah, like they smell funny when you degas them, or if you smell the fumes from the Crossmann shots and they come back and get you, they smell weird. And then they're kind of like dirty, like the outside of the steel casing on the CO2. It's kind of like dirty. I don't know how to explain that. It's just like it seems like it's dusty or like grimy or something. But for me, all I've been using basically on this salt supply has been Crossmann cartridges until recently, and that's when I started getting Umarex and Daisy and all these other brands, mainly just those two brands. And I haven't had any issues. I think only one time, maybe two times, the Crossmann cartridge didn't want to pierce in the salt gun, so then I just used like one of the T4E, like the TR68 or the HDP50, and I punctured it easily in that one. So yeah, only like one or two cartridges for whatever reason didn't want to puncture with the quick pierce. So I don't know, I'm not convinced completely 100%. Like I would probably still buy Crossmann CO2s and use them in this or a different marker, but I need to do more research or whatever with my chronograph and shooting that, because yeah, I think I can get a 30 pack or a 40 pack of Crossmanns for like $20 and some odd change, maybe $23 at my local Walmart. And then I can get a 50 pack of Umarex for like 28 or something. So they're pretty much the same price. Maybe there's like a 5-cent difference each cartridge. So yeah, I think on the low end the Crossmann cartridges are like 51 cents each. And if I order ones from Amazon or whatever, they're like 58 cents or something. So they're not much different, but I know that I can't use the Crossmanns in any Byrna products. And the Umarex seem to pierce easiest in the Byrna TCR, and they pierce really easily in this and any of the T4E launchers that I have. Like I haven't had any issues with the Umarex ones, and they don't stink. The Umarex ones don't stink. The Crossmann ones do stink. I didn't get any weird smells off the Daisy cartridge, but that's the newest cartridge I have. I haven't used them very much. I think I've only shot like 2 or 3 of them so far, but they didn't smell when I degas or when I have the fumes or whatever coming out the barrel, and you get that like smell of the CO2. So yeah, I'll write down these numbers and then I'll have like a follow-up video or something. But they seem pretty even so far. If anything, the Daisy seemed like it performed the best after the second magazine was through. So my third magazine with the Daisy, it had higher numbers than this Byrna or the Umarex cartridge. It had higher numbers overall. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video, and I'll make more CO2 comparison videos, I guess. So have a good one.